Oh,
But
man.
I remember
Mm-hmm.
at the time, people were like, "Oh, but this is a Templar decision. Tesman's making a Templar choice, not an assassin's choice. What's going on? This is so fucking weird."
I let me. That's like the people who looked at Mass Effect 3 and said, no, what's actually happened is indoctrination. Like, oh
No, he's making the renegade choice is the one that you need to take. It's the renegade choice. We flipped it. Oh, it's like, oh god, thinking about this way too much, my friend.
And then it was hilarious when the developers came out and said, no, all that shit's wrong. That's not what it is at all.
I mean, what happened is that the writing sucked.
Yeah, like, and again, coming up with premises and setup is the only thing they were good at. Payoff, though? Do?
No, they don't have the payoff, no.
No.
Never pay anything off. It's been kind of the Assassin's Creed ML for years.
Yeah, like, because what we see here, this was the first time this happened, and the fact that they would do it again after, I think another 5 games. Black Flag.
Well, no, they did it. They did it with Syndicate.
4 games.
Syndicate to Origins.
Yep.
Like they threw away a whole plot point they were trying to make.
Yep.
And they killed the main villain of that arc in the comic books.
In the comic.
Because that was like the whole thing was like, oh, it's Juno's husband and Juno were collaborating across time and space.
Yeah.
No, they aren't. No, they fucking aren't.
And again, I can't help but question who made that call. Who decided, look, we can't do this in a game, just fucking...
This much we do know a little bit about this is because Ubisoft Quebec is the studio that made Origins and Onward.
Right.
Like, a new team wanted to do their own version of Assassin's Creed. It was a new team. Like, they handed the series off to a new team at that point.
And they basically said, nah, fuck continuity.
Yeah, they did their own thing.
Okay.
So Juno got relegated to a comic book.
Yep. Now that you mention that, though, that is also the same team behind Shadows. I'm just gonna leave that on the floor.
I don't want to talk about Shadows. I haven't touched it. It'll be sometime before I do.
Same.
Because I hear, like, if you were kind of burnt out on Odyssey and Valhalla, which I was, this might not be doing anything for you. But if you are not burnt out, you're probably gonna have a good time.
Yeah. Again, like seeing the stuff that I've seen about it, it's like this seems like a game I will play eventually, but I'm not rushing to pay.
But let's talk about the game
$70.
in front of us.
Yeah. Getting back to this.
The thing that sucks the most about AC3 is that Connor got done dirty.
Yeah.
Not only did he come after Ezio, one of the most charismatic leading characters in all of video games in this era.
Right.
Not just Assassin's Creed. Like, even outside of Assassin's Creed, he was a very well-known, very popular character.
Yeah.
But he Return to Ketsun also has to bear the load of this story more or less on his shoulders. Because the Desmond part of this game is dog shit trash.
Yeah, like...
And it's because they had to resolve a plot point that was... well, they had to first, like, change the main story because the way the script was written had a very definitive end that left no room for sequels.
Yeah.
And if they want to make this a franchise, guess what they need is room for sequels.
Gotta have that hook.
So
I had the hook.
that is part of it. The other part is that the writing they replaced it with, because they also wanted to write Desmond out of the story at this point, because
Yeah.
they were tired of him being the load. Which I believe was a mistake. Genuinely.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the call that they made, and because of that, they had to, like, that's why he dies at the end, is because they wanted to get rid of him. So they could make room for the player character.
We're tired of dealing with this.
Get out of here, Desmond Miles. We have player 1 to worry about.
Yeah.
And so, like, that the fact that Desmond is so bad probably did sour a lot of people in this game, myself included.
Yeah. It's, again, the same fucking year as Mass Effect 3.
Because you're not just, like, comparing Connor to Ezio. You're also comparing Connor to the, like, obviously led up to Desmond game that you never got.
Yes. Like, and that's...
And then every couple of sequences, Ubisoft throws in your face, yeah, we could have done this, and we chose not to, so here, have this shitty version of this instead.
Did you want Desmond to matter? Go fuck yourself.
We will make him matter in the worst way possible.
Uh-huh. No, fuck him. He doesn't matter.
The monkey's paw has curled because you requested we put Desmond in a way that matters.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Basically.
And that is kind of like the problem. Is that, like, Connor never stood a chance.
No.
Connor never stood a chance at being the cool hero that he actually is in that script.
Yeah.
It's genuinely not fair to him. It is genuinely unfair.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But
holy shit.
when you get past that Desmond trash,
uh-huh,
to the revolutionary story told through the perspective of a Native American man, that shit is really good.
Yep.
I am overall a lot higher on this game now than I was going in. Which I did not think was going to happen.
Damn.
I expected my opinion to remain relatively sour.
Uh-huh.
Instead, I'm left feeling very bitter. Because there's a lot of good here that got, like, completely shoved off to the wayside.
Like, so for me personally, if I were to grade Assassin's Creed 3 on at least like a 5-point scale, this is a very middle of the road 3 out of 5 for me.
I give it a 4.
Okay.
Because I still, like, again, like, as the person playing the game, I was having fun. Genuine fun playing a lot of the Connor stuff. Like, if I gave it a lesser score, it would be because, like, the Desmond stuff became unforgivable. Like, the Desmond stuff is very hard to forgive for me.
So, in a way, like, because there were some people that would say, look, we were right to get rid of Desmond.
No, you're wrong. You're still wrong. You're still wrong. You're still wrong. No, you're still wrong.
But no, you would have people make the argument that they were right to get rid of Desmond because everybody talks about how shitty his sections were in AC3 when he was finally made playable.
No, I would not say that. Because I am allowed to have complicated, nuanced opinions about things. Mm-hmm. Which is, I think Desmond is necessary. I think you still need to have him as part of the story because they did set that up. They spent...
Yes, they did.
All of the previous games, including Revelations, making him the big special boy. Then they fucked it up. And what you do is you don't fuck it up. What you do is you make that good. You don't make it bad. You make it good. Which, considering the dev cycle, there's probably a timeline issue where this didn't have time.
There's also something to be said about considering how complicated game development is, even at the time when this was made. Like narratives suffer a lot. Like it can be difficult to try to even keep a cohesive narrative because it's like, well, we need this to happen in the story. It's like, well, we can't do this.
Because you know what destroyed this game in the end? It was annual releases.
Yeah.
Because they had to release... Because remember, this was the period where Brotherhood, then Revelations, then 3. Like Brotherhood, Revelations 3, all like 1 year apart.
Yeah, they really were. And that should not have been the case.
So, like... The story was... It's near impossible to write a script and develop all that in a span of a year. Like, the fact that this game came out at all was more or less a minor miracle.
Yes, absolutely.
So they were splitting their attention in ways that really did hurt the final product in the end.
Yeah.
Is what I would imagine. Obviously, I'm not a developer for this game. I was not a fly on the wall. This is like me doing a vibes check on how I feel based on what I've played.
Mm-hmm.
But I would be pretty confident in saying that the annual release is what fucked this game ultimately.
Yeah, like trying to do, like giving these things a 12-month cycle to get made, like, was not going to benefit.
Because, like, that was the PS3 era, and that was even then, like, a 1 year dev cycle was still really, really tight.
Having to put these things out on 360 and PS3, like,
and I do believe that, like, they were building this simultaneously. They did have 2 years, but they had 2 years while someone else was making changes to a script that they were having to build on.
Yeah.
And that's like, I can't imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fucking wild. That.
Because they also had to kill off Kristen Bell in Brotherhood because she was supposed to be in the third game.
Yep. Yeah.
Like, they really painted themselves into a corner with the modern day plot.
Mm-hmm. Like, you have, like, so many things that tried to be, like, because even at this time, I remember, like, Dead Space was a big one of, like, it's going to be a cross-media franchise. And it's like, you can't, in some cases, you couldn't even get your games right. So this idea you're going to fucking cross-media anything, like, you gotta get it fucking straight in one medium before tackling this everything else.
Pretty much.
And of course they fucking tried. Like, that movie is still considered canon.
Oh, right. I forgot they made a Dead Space movie.
Not that.
Oh, they made... Can you be more specific? Because there are 3 Assassin's Creed movies.
You're fucking joking.
There's Assassin's Creed Lineage, which is the prequel to Assassin's Creed 2. There's Embers, which is the final moments in Ezio's life.
Okay, well, that's like an animated short.
Lineage is not animated. It is a live-action movie. You can watch on the YouTube channel right fucking now.
Well, what I am talking about specifically...
But you're talking about the Fassbender movie.
Yes, the Michael Fassbender movie. Like, which, man, I'm glad that he still got to have a career after that movie. And hopefully he got a decent paycheck, because...
I hope he got paid more than the Borderlands cast did.
Ooh. Oh man, that piece of shit.
But like, I am left feeling a little annoyed about Assassin's Creed 3 because I see so much good in it, and I like this game a lot. But Ubisoft shits itself so hard in so many ways.
Yeah, like, Like they.
That ending was genuinely annoying.
Yeah.
Like, I was playing it up a little bit as a bit because, of course, I am. I'm doing a YouTube channel right now.
But
that wasn't entirely ingenuine. I did genuinely get pissed off.
That whole cave, like even watching you go through that, I'm like, oh my god, like, because in reality, you've not really had any reason to go trouncing around any of that bullshit.
No, I haven't.
Previously. Like, you were probably doing what a lot of people would do, is like, oh, I'm just going to mainline the game because I want to see the story and what happens. Like,
even if you're not mainlining it, you might not think to leave the Animus. You might be doing side quests in the Animus.
Yeah. Again, like the whole homestead. But, yeah, like, yeah. Yeah.
It's vexing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would love to be able to sit here and say the game is great, because I think I do genuinely believe that, like, there's a lot of this game that is great. I think the way that Connor interacts with the colonists is great.
Mm-hmm.
I think Achilles is great. I think Charles Lee is fun to hate.
Because
I think he's really a very fun, hateable villain.
He really is a piece of shit. Like, yeah.
I like Hatham treating Connor a little bit like a piece of shit.
Because Hatham also sucks as a person.
Yeah, I love these people. These people sucking is genuinely good for the narrative. Like, it's really good stuff. The way they suck in specific ways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
That A, highlight the problem with their order, and B, undermine their arguments.
Yeah, but also, again, when it comes to the Templars and how they're even represented through this,
it's no different than a lot of the other Assassin's Creed games.
But I again, like, the fact that they tried to pull that bait and switch to show this idea, like, no, the Templars did do good, and then it's like, yeah, but then they go back to just being fucking supervillains, like, literally committing actions that are unjustifiable. Like, you could not defend.
Well,
yeah.
You're not wrong, but that goes all the way back to Assassin's Creed 1.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think we talked about it before. Like, there's a moment in Assassin's Creed 1, there's like a target I remember specifically we did during the Let's Play. Way back when I started playing the series for the first time again.
Yeah.
There's a target that's like a scholar who is doing a bunch of book burnings.
Right, you've mentioned this.
And he's like, and someone goes to him and goes, but sir, like, this is knowledge that needs to be saved. And so the guy pushes that man into the fire. Along with the books. And then Altair shivs him, because he's the target of the mission. And he goes, I had to stop you. You were burning valuable knowledge for future generations. And the guy looks you dead ass in the face. With all the seriousness that the game can muster. And goes, but there's knowledge in my head, and you killed me. Isn't that just the same thing as book burning?
Yeah. Yeah, like that.
No, dude, you shoved a man in a fire!
That argument holds no water. Like, and granted, it's the kind of argument that, you know, a piece of shit character.
It's the kind of argument a 15-year-old makes.
Like, I think it does kind of go to the idea of, like,
that wouldn't hold water in intro to philosophy class. And like, philosophers will take their claim on anything. Like,
what was it? I think, like, you could describe it as toxic centrism.
Yes.
Yeah.
As Luigi Mangione has kind of, like, created this term because of his particular politics, radical centrism.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
It's like, dogged adherence to the middle.
God, it just reminds me of like the South Park episode where like
I blame South Park for this all the time. That is like Matt and Trey Parker have things to answer for.
There's like this one episode where Kenny and his sister get taken away from their folks by Child Protective Services, and they're taken in by this foster family who are militant agnostic. They're like, it's like we only drink Dr. Pepper in this house because no one knows what flavor it is.
Ha! Let's see if...
And then like actually like spraying water on one of the kids is like, did you see an angel? No, I didn't. You don't know that? You could have seen one.
No good deed goes unpunished. Trophy earned.
Nope.
So.
Oh man.
Before we truly end, because there is some post completion DLC that we will get through probably next week before we do the DLC. Probably.
Oh yeah.
Because this is a good like finishing like ode for Connor.
Yeah, it really is. God, yeah, no, they straight up have future game stuff in there.
Yeah.
Which canonically does take place before this, so although why he has Shay Cormac's robes in there doesn't make any sense to me.
That said, actually, like I guess the Shay comes before because Shay is the one who ruins
he's
Achilles.
A Templar.
Yeah, he ruins Achilles' life.
Yeah. This is a good moment, though. It's like,
yeah,
I thought I helped my people, but
and he's still limping because he just got back from having a stake shoved through his ribs.
Still nursing a wound there.
I think canonically it takes like 2 years for that wound to fully heal.
God. Yeah, and it's like, well, it's like, I guess for now, war's over.
Yeah. And we will probably handle the rest of Connor's post stuff next week before we do the DLC proper. But before I let you go, Chris, I'm going to switch to my Windows. Because there is... I've showed you this before. I did not talk about it with the viewers. No, okay. Hold on. Let me fix the aspect ratio.
Again, like the fact that this got cut, and I can understand they probably had reasons, but
yeah, they this is a cut scene, a cut speech that Connor makes at the end of the game is supposed to make. But never made like even the actor has this. These are voice lines from the actor made for this scene, and they just never got put into the final game. And I want to play it because I think it's a very powerful speech that I wish was in the game.
Yeah.
My father left those for me. Mother, father, I am sorry. I have failed you both. I made a promise to protect our people. I thought if I could stop the Templars, if I could keep the revolution free from their influence, that those I supported would do what was right. They did, I suppose, do what was right for them. As for you, Father, I thought I might unite us. that we would forget the past and forge a better future. In time, I believed you could be made to see the world as I did, to understand. But it was just a dream. This too I should have known. Were we not meant to live in peace then? Is that it? Are we born to argue? To fight? So many voices, each demanding something else. It has been hard at times, but never harder than today. To see all I worked for, perverted, discarded, forgotten. You would say I have described the whole of history, Father. Are you smiling then? Hoping I might speak the words you long to hear? To validate you? To say that all along you were right? I will not. Even now, faced as I am with the truth of your cold words, I refuse, because I believe things can still change. I may never succeed. The assassins may struggle another 1,000 years in vain, but we will not stop. Compromise. That is what everyone has insisted upon. And so I have learned it. But differently than most, I think. I realize now that it will take time, that the road ahead is long and shrouded in darkness. It is a road that will not always take me where I wish to go. And I doubt I will live to see its end. But I will travel down it nonetheless. For at my side walks hope. In the face of all that insists I turn back, I carry on. This is my compromise.
It's good shit.
Yeah, good shit.
I didn't think I was going to say this when I started playing this game again.
Mm-hmm.
I think Connor is the best protagonist in the series.
That's saying a lot.
And, like, I'm someone who really likes Bayek.
Yes.
Bayek and Ezio are, like, probably the next top two. And I'm not sure which order they go in.
Yeah.
But having played this game again, having gotten to appreciate Connor in a way I didn't appreciate him back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I think he is one of the strongest lead characters in the series.
Yeah.
He has so much going on. There's so many depths to his character that do get touched on, but don't get, like, enough love.
Right.
But it's there. It is all there. It's in the text.
Mm-hmm. No, there's some good stuff. Like,
and it's a large part of why I am walking away from this much happier than I did when I walked away from it originally.
yeah.
Of course,
and, you know,
you finish up. You finish your other thoughts. Sorry.
you know, and I could potentially feel the same maybe if I played through it again, but not sure.
I think it would be worth replaying it to get the impression from your own, like, fingertips as you press the buttons and hear voice acting.
Yeah, I started playing it before, like, our first stream, and then somewhere down I was like, I don't want to play through this again.
Yeah, but no, I ended on a lot higher than I thought I was ever going to. I'm genuinely surprised to find that, like, I'm very happy that I played this
despite
again.
that section at the end there.
Despite that misery at the end of this game. I am overall, like, very happy that we did this. And obviously, we're not done.
No, we're not.
We have first the finale of Connor's story that we have to get to next week.
Mm-hmm.
And then we will transition directly into the Tyranny of King Washington.
Yeah. Yep. I'm waiting for that.
Which you have obviously played.
Yes, I have.
But I have not played.
No, you haven't.
This will be new for me. So...
Oh, you're in for a treat.
Look forward to that, everybody. But for now, I think this is a good place to end. It's a good stopping point. I will see all of you next time. Have a great evening.
Take it easy.
Bye, guys.